clean. Now I'm wearing t-shirts and you're gonna be clean. That's it. It is what it is.
You in your Sunday suit? Hey, come on, Easter.
1, 2, 3.
I mean, this is the
America's
show.
Most Wanted.
Hopefully they learn something.
She's like, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, Hughley. I'm Jill Hughley. So yeah, no, that's me. He's cute, cool as a cucumber. Listen.
Okay.
So I'm going on this side, okay?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to City Winery. We will shortly begin this evening's performance, and we ask that you please take this time to turn off all cell phones and noisemakers. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Done. Ready to go live with the breaking news?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go live.
Yes, I'm
with
ready.
The breaking
Hold on,
news.
hang on. Let me get my stuff together. Nobody at home knows I'm not ready yet.
Stand by.
But I know there's some rowdy people watching me around the country. Sitting in their living rooms, waiting for me to come on, in their beds. Do you know how many, Mr. Director, do you know how many women stop or their husbands say, "We go to sleep with you every night we used to"? And I was like, what is this, some Diddy shit? I know I didn't say that. Don't be including me in that. But all right, anyway, so this is what I do before I joke around with the director. People at home don't know that, though. But Mr. Director, let's do this. Let's go with the breaking news. I'm ready.
All right. Let's go live with the breaking news. Stand by. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Whoa. Whoa, no. What is wrong with these people? Something is not right here. Why do I need all this shit? Something is not right.
The sort of traditional TV model, right? You have this person and that, and then I realized, I don't need any of this. The subscriber said, we don't want you in a studio. They don't want cable news light. They want authenticity. Good morning, Lemon Nation. Good morning, Lemon Heads. So let me just say to Megan, go fuck yourself. No, if I want to censorship, what censorship is so bad you can taste it? No, that's not true. It's not true. I think that there's right and wrong. Nothing.
Yeah, I think this is more like it. Okay, Mr. Director, let's do this. I'm ready for the breaking news.
Empire, so to speak.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Don Lemon Show. Tonight, I want you to see the country exactly as it is. No fakery, no corporate influence, nobody breathing down our necks. You can't say this. I want you to see this country exactly as it is. Not the version in the commercials, not the filtered feed, not the fantasy, where everybody's free and democracy, just runs itself. No, the real America, the one that right now is putting soldiers in our streets. Now, I know people at home are in there going, amen. Can I get an amen? Members of the United States military, not just the National Guard for hurricane relief, not reserves for a natural disaster, but active duty troops are being deployed to American cities. And if you think that they're coming to protect you, then you have not been paying attention. This is the same script that authoritarians have used for centuries. The show of force is never about your safety. It is about their control. And while the boots hit the pavement here, the scandal Donald Trump cannot outrun is seeping back into the headlines. I can feel it through the computer that people are out there saying, Epstein, 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 Jeffrey Epstein. He cannot get rid of it. Every time a new document drops, every time another name surfaces, every time a thread gets pulled, the Trump machine throws up another distraction. But let's just be clear. This is not just about tabloid dirt. This is where the rubber meets the road. I'm telling y'all this. Old people be knowing. And I'm old, I've been around. Old people be knowing. Every time the Trump machine throws up another distraction, they're trying to get you away from Jeffrey Epstein. This is about power, the kind of power that lets certain men, rich men, connected men, mostly white men. They believe the law is optional. This kind of power that tells them they can harm, they can exploit and discard people and never face the consequences. Remember, complete immunity. And while all this noise keeps the cameras busy, Trump and his lieutenants are carving up the country with a pen, redrawing congressional maps at warp speed, not to reflect voters, but to erase them, to erase us, to erase black people. This is not politics. This is what I call political burglary. And I'm not afraid to call it what it is, because I don't have the boss over me telling me, oh, God, oh, you can't say that. This is racism. Donald Trump is a racist. The maps are racist. The politicians trying to change those maps to erase black and brown people are racist. The policies are racist. The intent is racist. And the silence that follows is just as dangerous. And so I have to ask you tonight, people at home, people wherever you're watching, whatever, you may be in an arena, you could be at City Winery in New York City. I have to ask you, who does this serve? Who does this serve? Not you. Who pays the price? We do. But whose streets are these? Whose vote is it? Whose voice is it? And if they can take the streets, if they can take the vote, if they can take the truth, they will take this country. Unless we stand here together and say, not on our watch. Or as it, and you guys remember the movie Network? I'm breaking the third wall here. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Not on our watch. These are not separate headlines. These are chapters in the same story. Soldiers at home, the truth buried, the map rewritten. This is how you build an American brand of authoritarianism. Quietly, incrementally, in your face, until one day you look around and you realize that the Constitution didn't break overnight. It was eroded in broad daylight. We've been here before. History tells us the people who say it can't happen here are always the last one to notice that it already has happened. And I tell you something personal, okay? These last few years have burned away any illusion that I had about the safety of our institutions. when the lights went out, when the gatekeepers slammed the door, I realized that some of those gates were already rotting. Some of those gatekeepers are now watching us on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. They're watching us and they're wondering, well, how did this conversation move away from them? It moved on without them. They still don't realize it's because they're not telling you the truth. Leaving that shiny anchor desk wasn't the end of my story. It was emancipation. When you are free, you can say exactly what you see without fear, without waiting for permission, without a corporate lawyer editing your soul. James Baldwin wrote this. James Baldwin is my literary, I love him, mentor. He said, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. And we need to face the reality of what's happening right now in this country and stand together in community with each other. That's what we need to do right now. That's why we're here tonight. Okay? So let's face it. We have a president who behaves like the law is a suggestion. We have a political class that treats democracy like a rigged casino, bankrupt in his case. We have soldiers patrolling streets where children play, and we have racism, naked and unashamed, sitting in the highest office in the land. This is the America we are living in. And laughing in the face of it, it isn't just entertainment. It's survival. Because joy is resistance too. And there is no one better to join me in that resistance tonight, to speak truth without apology, to turn the absurd into the unforgettable than my brother, the one and only D.L. Hughley.
Y'all, I gotta get back to the Easter show after this. You will be pleased to know that the National Guard finally got to D.C. Ain't that something? 5 years too late, though, goddammit. That's something, man. This Epstein list is crazy. I can tell you who's on it by the fact they won't tell you who's on it, goddammit. That's the thing. Nobody better never say black people ain't tough on crime. We send people to jail for messing with kids. Y'all send people to the White House. Fuck that shit. You know, 80% of registered sex offenders in America are middle-aged white dudes. Now, black people, we say fuck them kids, but y'all do it. And I'm like, hey, shit. Well, don't be mad at me for telling the truth. Fuck y'all. This is it. Superman want to join ICE? Superman need to join the gym. Have you seen this dude? Just Dean Cain been the Raising Cane. I'm like, God. You know, there are more Marines in L.A. at one point than there are in Syria. Ain't that something? That's a hell of a thing to talk about us bears. Where were you at? I was in Iraq. Where were you at? I was in Afghanistan. Where were you at? I was in the parking lot of Home Depot. January 6th was interesting to me because that's the first riot black people didn't have shit to do with. That's the only riot we got to watch on TV like we was the white people. we was at home just as judgmental too. Look at this shit right here. Why do those people always tear up their own neighborhoods? Niggas. I saw white people climbing the wall. I was like, they better never call us monkey again. Look at that. You remember the news that day? They breached the Capitol. They didn't breach shit. They walked past the police. We're here for the riot. This is my +1. Herschel Walker was almost a United States Senator. I got a fairly simple rule. If I can beat you in the spelling bee, you can't have my vote. You're going to be a spokesperson. You need to learn how to spoke. Every time he said anything, I thought I was watching Fat Albert. I was like, did he say hey, but you bagaiba? I'm not. I remember white people got mad the Little Mermaid was black. You throw that many slaves overboard, it's bound to be somebody black down there, ain't it? Where do you think that crab Sebastian get his hair braided at? I don't know, man. I remember Donald Trump, I'm gonna be tough on crime. Hey, don't you got a court date next month? How you got 34 felonies and we gotta do 4 years? I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen now, man. I'm glad it's over, man. I don't know. Black people knew. We knew it was gonna happen. We knew. We were sitting at home. Look at a black woman. I told y'all. And the one thing a black woman gonna let you know is when she right. You had to have it, huh? Economy's going bad. Tariffs is bad, man. And the thing about tariffs, isn't that why America's became America? Didn't we get mad that they had taxes on tea? Then they got to have a mask on to arrest immigrants. That's the thing I don't understand. I've never in my life seen white dudes jump out of a van with a mask on and it be good news. Get in the truck. No, I'm going to take my chances. Fuck that shit. I've never seen it work out like that, man. I don't even like kids these days. These kids are soft, ain't they? Leave them in the car in the summer and they die. What type of shit is that? We got left in the car in the summer and we didn't die because we had sense enough to get out the car. We gonna die, I'm getting out the car. You gonna get a whooping, that's better than dead. Because we grew up with parents that didn't give a damn about your feelings. They would say mean shit to you in front of me. You was about a dumb little motherfucker, ain't you? Ain't you stupid? We didn't know what self-esteem was till we went to school. I'm supposed to feel good about myself? This ain't nothing like my house. I remember I told my mom I'm gonna run away. Say, don't nobody want your ugly ass. Even a pedophile wouldn't give you no candy. And we lived next door to a known sex offender. You know he never said shit to me. I could walk down the street all by myself at night. Hey, Mr. Moore, take your ugly ass in the house. You know you ugly when you walk past the van and the door is closed. Now, I want to be a Boy Scout, too. Now, when a child doesn't learn like the rest of the children, they call special. Not us, we were just slow. They'll tell your mama at the PTA meeting, now, what is going on with my son? He's slow. She didn't even get offended. Just like his daddy. I always knew I was slow because I went to the little school in the back of the real school. You know, go at 8, but get out at 9:30. The bell would ring, teacher go, oh, that ain't your bell. You keep coloring. That bell is for kids with a future. Now, you just stay with it. Older you get, the more you realize life is going to life. Like my mother was recently diagnosed with early onset dementia, man. Anybody dealing with a parent or a relative that has dementia, you know the initial signs of dementia is they just get progressively meaner and meaner and meaner. Except my mama's always been mean, so we can't even really tell. My brother, like, I think mama has dementia. I think it's Saturday. I bet my mother was very abusive to me, which is weird because I'm the one she wouldn't charge her a care. Now, she don't remember what she did, but I do. I think when somebody abuses you, gets dementia, it's only right that you get dementia too. That way, we can all forget shit together. Who are you? Who are you? I feel bad for my mama because her life is in the hands of a motherfucker got out of school at 9:30. It's just... My sister's mama, she don't remember what she did. You need to go see her. I said, mama don't remember nothing. She said, no. I said, well, tell her I just left. Fuck that shit. I ain't gonna burn my gas up and you don't recognize me. I've always used humor to deal with the most painful aspects of my life. My wife pray all the time. My wife is a prayer warrior. Yeah, they got a mother with dementia. My oldest daughter last year, 35 years old, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. My youngest daughter's a lesbian. My only son is autistic. I'm like, baby, you pray a lot, but don't seem like God listen to you. She said, I'm going to pray for you. I'm like, shit, no, I've seen your work. I'm going to go on my own. Your prayers have fucked this family up. You must have been Joe's wife. Shit. Look at all the Chris's mad. Forgive me, you have to. That's your whole job. Thank y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all very much.
The Don Lemon Show is brought to you by the Freedom from Religion Foundation. Let's talk facts, because all across the country, politicians are pushing religion into public schools. 10 Commandment posters in classrooms, chaplains with no clinical training, and vouchers that reroute public money to private religious schools, many that exclude LGBTQ students and non-Christians. It's happening right now. But the Freedom from Religion Foundation is fighting back. In fact, they have won a federal injunction stopping a Texas law that would have forced every public school to display the 10 Commandments in classrooms. That is church-state separation in action. Now, I believe in the First Amendment. You've heard me say it before. You can practice your faith, but no one should force it on you or your kids, okay? That's exactly what FFRF defends in court, in Congress, and in classrooms. So don't let your rights be rewritten. Learn more at ffrf.org/school, or just text my name, Don, that's D-O-N, to 511-511. Again, ffrf.org/school, or text Don to 511-511. Text fees may apply. Support comes from Zbiotics, and let me tell you, this one is a game changer. Zbiotics pre-alcohol is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic invented by PhD scientists to tackle those rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol turns into a toxic byproduct in your gut. That buildup, not dehydration, that is what leaves you feeling wrecked, okay? Zbiotics produced an enzyme that breaks that byproduct down. Now, I tried it for the first time before a big dinner with friends. I had my favorite cocktail, went home, got up the next morning. I was shocked. No drag, no haze. I felt like myself, ready to get to work. Fall is here, football season starting, and whether you're tailgating or watching on that brand new TV, this is the perfect time to try it. So go to zbiotics.com/lemon and get 15% off of your first order with code LEMON at checkout. They back it with a 100% money back guarantee, no questions asked. So you've got nothing to lose. Remember, zbiotics.com/lemon, code LEMON. Drink smarter, enjoy tomorrow.
Don Lemon.
What's up, my brother?
What's up, baby boy?
Was
How
that
you
a
doing?
hard R?
You always.
Did you have to hard R?
I said like they said at Thanksgiving. You dig what I'm saying? That's what I do.
They having some drinks. Can we have some?
Of course.
All right, listen, man, I'm going to mix a little drink out here. How y'all doing this evening? Thank you for coming out.
Have you ever noticed how delicious free stuff is?
Yeah.
Free should be a spice. It is delicioso.
So I have to make my own drink. Look at this, you know what.
Of course, of course.
Not a hard R.
You got to get you a dude from Philly. That's what you got to do. He don't want his Christmas to be messed up.
DL.
What's up, sir?
So let's talk. I was shocked. I shouldn't be.
Uh-oh.
But I was shocked.
Come on now.
Where them fans at?
You got to take the good with the bad. Fuck it, let's go.
So they were holding the press conference the other day at the White House,
Right.
and this dude said, "If criminals, you don't have to leave D.C. We're gonna lock you up."
Right.
And I was like, "Well, you're a criminal.
Right.
Why aren't you locked up?" And also, the people who committed the most violent act in modern history in Washington, D.C. on January 6th were
Right.
pardoned. So what the fuck are you talking about that you want to
The easiest
lock up criminals?
The easiest thing in America is to give crime a black face. When you're in trouble, when your economic policy is fluctuating, when your immigration policy isn't doing what it's supposed to do, when they won't release the Epstein list, always bet against black. Yeah. All you have to do is, and you don't have to prove anything about black, but you can just say they did it, and America will be inclined to believe it. And I think he's playing a very old, successful playbook where they distract us or the country by saying, look at them over there. And so if you want to stop crime, you better start at the White House. So it's.
Should we tell them our backstory?
Of course.
DL and I were friends and then not friends
Right.
for a while.
Right.
And then we had a divorce. That was a separation.
Right.
A conscious uncoupling.
Right. Right.
And then we came back together.
Well,
seriously.
I think what I have learned, like you, I have my opinions. I'm very strident about them. And you became a decidedly different dude once you got fired, boy. Once I get fired,
But this started before I got fired.
that's what got you fired. Don't you know they don't like woke niggas stay asleep?
Who you telling?
The thing the thing that got me to thinking it differently again was Jasmine Sanders, who I work with, and your mother, who is here now. Your mother is
My mom is right there. Stand up, Mom. There's my mom.
And
80, almost 83 strong, But see, she's also mean,
Yeah.
so we don't know.
of course she is. That's why we're here now. I think that listening to both what Jasmine had to say and your mother had to say gave me an opportunity to listen to you. And when I heard what you were saying, because a lot of times we're so focused on what we believe and that people should believe the way that you do, and you're very strident in your belief. But once I talked to you, I was like, this is a solid dude. And once they did what they did to you, the one thing about America is no matter who you are, and this is not maybe specific to us, but it certainly happens. I can't speak for anybody else's experience. Every black person at any level gets their nigga wake-up call. Everyone. Everyone.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. I don't care how high you. And when they started to treat you away, you got in trouble for asking a person a true question. And the thing about America is at one point it's illegal for slaves to learn. Now they want it to be illegal to learn about slaves. Mm-hmm. And when I saw how they were doing, I was like, this dude's and it wasn't even how they. A lot of people have a lot of things happen to them, but the way that you handled it with grace and aplomb, and you were just a man, and I said, I gotta fuck with this dude. I gotta see what's happening.
I was raised right. Yeah. You don't, right? I was raised right. You know what I'm saying? I was raised right.
I was raised right, but wrong speaks so much more fun.
Oh, that's coming. That's coming. Look, the thing that is, you said what happened to me or whatever, but I was in a different sort of corporate structure.
Sure, of course.
Everybody was looking to me for a certain thing because it was for a while. It was just me.
Right.
There was no Joy Reid. There was just Don Lemon.
Right.
The gay dude at night.
Right.
With black dude, gay, whatever. And I was like, so the gays were looking for some shit for me. Black folks were looking for something for me. The white people were side-eyeing me. And it was a tough, like the corporate structure is really tough. So, some people can just do and say whatever they want. And they don't have a whole history, a legacy of people behind them. And I understand that, right? So that was really a tough position to be in because people were looking to me for a lot of different reasons.
And I was one of them. So I can't.
No, but I accept that, and they should.
No, I was.
As well, they should.
Because the thing about us, and it's specific to just us, black people are judged by the exception and not the rule. Mm-hmm. So they'll go, if he did it, why can't you?
Right.
If Obama did it, why can't you?
Right.
If Jordan did it, why can't you? We are judged by the exception. And I think a rose can grow through concrete. That doesn't mean it's fertile ground. Mm-hmm. It can happen. But that is the predicate we are judged by. And what I feel horrible about is that I did that same thing that society does to us, I did to you, and I did it in a very vocal, loud way. And I'm glad I'm here to make some level of recompense. It also happened with me and Vice President Kamala Harris. And so I still lament the part I played, and I think the way people saw her. Yeah. You never get to apologize when you're pulling your knife out of somebody. You know what I'm saying? And so it would be disingenuous for me to pretend like I didn't play some part in the idea about her that was fomented, and all you can ever do is to do the best you can to make amends. But I think the worst thing I've ever done is let society's idea of who we are permeate my idea of who we were. And I'm going to do my best to never make that happen again. Let that happen again.
Well, I got to tell you, I always had a high respect for you, even in the midst of all that, because my mom would listen to you. And
Yeah, because your mom was like, I like him. I'm like, all right, shit.
No, she'd be like, you need to call. You need to call DL.
Yeah.
She's always doing that.
Yeah.
I have a friend that we're on the outs, except for the only people that she'll tell me I shouldn't make amends with. If they're a Trump supporter, she's like, you need to drop
That's
that
it.
motherfucker. Don't talk to them anymore.
I've known, my father was a black Republican.
Yeah.
We're talking about a different thing.
This is a whole different thing.
When you talk about destroying, this is the thing that is so funny to me. When all of this happened, I'm forced to look at a situation when all of this happened and people were taking sides and allegedly it was about the financial aspect of it, or I don't know, but 92% of black women knew what was happening, and as a result, when we talk about what's happening, 350,000 black women lost their job in the first 6 months of this year. But they talk about, the unemployment rate ticked up a little, but it doubled, almost doubled for black people. What DEI was about black women who'd achieved a certain amount being taken from their jobs at one time. DEI has never done to America what GCI did. GCI is greedy, corrupt, incompetent white men. That there has never been a situation, we can't even testify. If they call us to testify in front of Congress, we don't even, Mr. Johnson can tell you what you know. I can tell you who can steal all the free coffee. Like, if we get to blow a whistle, it's a Too Short song. But they
blow the whistle.
They talk about these things in an abstract concept, and if you look at the fact that black women are the most educated segment of our society, white men are the most uneducated. This was bound to happen. And the fact that there were a lot of black men and Latin men who helped this happen is something it's hard for me to reconcile.
But you know what that deserves a round of applause. You know what's really concerning to me is that, he didn't like the jobs report.
Right.
The one that he had touted before when it was in his
Right.
favor, right? Trump didn't like the jobs report. And so then he fired the head, right? The Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Right.
And that's just their job.
Right.
It's just to crunch the numbers.
Right.
It's not partisan.
Yeah.
So now the person that he's hiring said today that he wants to get rid of, has suggested getting rid of jobs reports.
Of course.
All together. So how are we going to know? Getting rid of it. So, yes. So how are you going to know what jobs are available, what jobs you should be reaching towards, what the actual unemployment rate is? How can black people, because this room is filled with mostly black people, where do you need to go to find a job? Are my neighbors working? Are they not working? Should I be in the tech sector? You won't be able to find any of that. And then, so the metrics by which we measure the economy and the health of our economy in our country, they want to get rid of that, all of the fact checkers, all of the institutional knowledge, so that they can shape reality in their favor. And that's not...
But you don't have to look further.
That's not an accident. That's on purpose.
History is an example of that. I tell you the truth that I believe you should know. And we're so the only thing that has really surprised me about this and kind of saddened me is the speed it happened at. How quickly we acclimated to people losing jobs and losing things and being pulled off the streets. And it's always the thing about us, our story starts in the middle. And it was always told by somebody else. And so it's not I've never met a group of people that had to have every single advantage. Like, you ain't never gonna be a champion unless you can win on somebody else's floor. Right. And if you thought you could win, you wouldn't be trying to gerrymander districts. You wouldn't try to fire people. The truth is the truth. Except, and the worst thing that I think has died as a result of that, we were raised by our parents. If you're just good and you work hard and you remember our mother and father used to make us come out the house clean. We had to look a certain way. We had to carry ourselves a certain way. We had to act a certain way. Because they believed that was our entree into being accepted by society.
Yeah.
And that we had to be educated.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
And so it's hard to reconcile that we bought an idea. We believed our parents. They told us if you do all these things, that it'll be. And America is a shifting, it's shifting because it has got to be frightening when we believed you and thought you would keep your promise. The thing that happened to America was Obama. Obama scared people so bad that they still haven't recovered from it. He is the mirror that America held us up to, and they don't like the reflection now.
Well, yes. But they also know deep down, right? And I'm talking about the MAGA folks. They know deep down that many of them are unqualified, but they blame other people for their shortcomings, right? I didn't get that job because a woman got it. A black person got it. A Latino person got it. Oh, it must be an immigrant. And if it is an immigrant, then that must be someone who is illegal or undocumented.
Got an advantage I didn't.
Right.
But the truth of America is they've always used free and then cheap labor to accomplish its goals. So in America, if you look at us now, poor brown people do our intellectual labor. Poor brown people do our physical labor. So if you won't pick an apple and you can't write an app, what are you? And the thing about us, I've never met a group of people, when our parents didn't have the opportunities they needed, they moved. Every black person parents is from the South to somewhere else. You moved. They're the only group of people who go, no, I want coal mines to come back. Oh
my God, you're speaking my language. So that every single time that gets me about the coal miner jobs and whatever, coal mines are not coming back unless they're making cell phones.
Right.
It's not. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
So you sit there and your whole town goes away, and you expect the town to come back because you are longing for a time when it was the best thing that happened.
Right.
Technology moves on.
All of us lost jobs.
All of us lost jobs. We move on. We're moving away from fossil fuels. Sadly, look, we did very well on fossil fuels. Both of my parents worked for Exxon, right? And so we did very well. But then still, you're going to need fossil fuels. But we're moving into a time now where things are changing. Look at the technology. Right? I drive a car now that I don't have a key for.
Right.
I walk up with my cell phone.
And by the way, if you got a key, you in the wrong century. I'm telling you that.
Right.
If you got to put your car in the ignition, get out right now. I'm just telling you right now.
No, but I don't even.
You probably got a beta VCR too. It's crazy.
A Betamax. Or do you remember what was the big disc? You remember that big old fat disc?
But you know why we don't feel the future? We don't fear the future because it's the only way forward.
Yeah.
Back ain't got nothing for us.
Right.
So we our only way forward is forward. We're a nation that is ruled by the Jetsons and the Flintstones. And the Flintstones are fucking winning.
Mm-hmm. Come here, man.
They are, man. They are winning. And only because it's a simple thing. None of us, however great, however accomplished, however small, the one thing we cannot move back or forward is time. Yeah. And there are some people who feel like they're entitled to a better time.
Are you scared?
The only thing that scares me is us giving up.
Yeah. I'm not afraid.
That's the only thing. Well, that's the only
Everyone's
thing
like, you should be afraid. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. What more can they do?
Yeah.
You know, we all can't be. Say it again. We've all been through it already, but they can't. I love your elimination shirt, by the way. Thank you. And your hat.
I got to get me a shirt, goddammit. Hey.
There's one in the dressing room back there. No, but I'm not. Everyone asks, are you afraid? Are you afraid? I was more afraid when I worked at CNN than I am now. I'm not afraid. Right?
Of course.
Because what happened to me just has given me a sense of autonomy. And it's surprising to people like, oh, man, you built that. Mm-hmm. And just remember, I couldn't come off of CNN and just say, hey, I'm going to do this.
Right.
They were like, no, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You want this money? Sit your ass down.
Right.
Right?
Of course.
So
that's the poison pill. I remember when I was a kid, I used to get in trouble all the time. And my sister, my older sister, who I adore, she said, as long as you ain't afraid to take an ass whooping, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Now it's the commensurate ass whooping to go along with it. But one of the freedoms that we have that I wish that the country would learn from is that we're not afraid to be what we are. And I just think that the country needs to understand that, like I hear all these people who want our country back. And the saddest thing about that is we wouldn't be here if you would do the jobs you brought us here for. We didn't come here on a job fair. It wasn't the Tom Joyner cruise. It was.
Oh, it's the Tom Joyner morning show.
And when people go, my parents built this country. No, your parents supervised. This is not to knock anybody, but we're gonna have, because we literally are a melting pot. But now that people are afraid, they're only afraid because they will not embrace the future with what we had to. We didn't have a choice but to embrace it.
But you know what, Deal? You talk about how I changed. We all change. And that's the thing, too. You guys know that is a sign of intelligence, of an intelligent person, is when you get new information, you change your mind, right? You just don't say, well, I've gotten facts and I'm still going to stick to it, which is what's happening right now. He's not in the Epstein files. It's made up by the Democrats. It's like, oh, my gosh, it's not what the facts show.
But people really believe that, though. They really did. They really did.
Wait, what you talking about?
I think there are some people who are so blind. You got to remember this. We all live where we are comfortable. We only want to hear the things that edify our perspective. If you were a person that only ate one thing, you'd be deficient in other things. If you only consumed information from your source, it would only tell you what you wanted to hear. And so the one thing about us, we are forced out of our comfort zone. And I think that's not the thing that changed me the most was having grandchildren. Now, I never thought I would love children that weren't mine as much as I do my own. And really, damn, my kids, I don't even really need them no more. I don't even want to talk to them. Like, let me speak to, hey, Daddy, put the kids on the phone. You had your chance.
Support comes from Shopify. This show started really as a dream. And today you are listening to it on a platform that grew out of that dream, okay? A lot of you have your own ideas for businesses, but maybe you have held back so far, thinking, what if I don't have the skills? What if I can't do it alone? Well, that's where Shopify comes in. So that's the sound of a new sale. You know what I mean? So Shopify powers millions of businesses around the world, from household names to brand new startups. And yes, we use Shopify for the Don Lemon Show merch that you and I both love. They've got beautiful, ready-to-go templates to match your style, AI tools to help you write product descriptions or create discount codes, and easy email and social media campaigns to find new customers. And if you get stuck, their award-winning 24/7 support has your back. So turn those what-ifs into wins. And sign up for a $1 a month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/lemon. That's shopify.com/lemon. Support comes from Lean, L-E-A-N. Now, you've probably heard about those weight loss injections. You know what I'm talking about. But if you're not into needles, listen to this. Doctors created Lean. Lean is a supplement designed to deliver many of the same benefits, but using rare, natural ingredients. One of them is Caralluma, and Caralluma is an edible cactus from India that's been used for centuries as a natural appetite suppressant. Lean was built around it to help control cravings, stabilize blood sugar, and even convert stored fat into energy. And here's the best part. It's all natural. No needles, no synthetic chemicals, just real results. I know so many of you are chasing health goals right now. This is about doing it smart, doing it safe, and doing it naturally. Smart, safe, natural, okay? So let's get you started with 20% off. Use code LEMON20 at takelean.com. That's LEMON20 at TAKELEAN.com, okay? Now, these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product isn't intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. So, always check with your doctor. And thanks to our sponsors.
When I was born I was the first one of my mother's 4 children in 1964 who was born with the full rights of American citizen.
Right.
When my grandchildren are born, they have less.
Yeah.
So to me, that is the thing that sparked me to go, this is past you. You don't get insurance for you. You get it so that people that you were shepherding have a better opportunity. And I think that's where we are right now.
Let me say this. And he's right. His children, he don't claim them. But
I gotta claim them.
But you changed. You talk about me. You changed too, and I knew that you changed because he'll call me at all hours of the night or whatever it is. But when you call me and you ask me something, and you don't have to reveal whatever, but you said, I want to talk to you about something personal with your kid or whatever.
Sure,
Would you be willing to do blah blah blah? And we had this conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, DL has changed.
Yeah.
What happened? Why did you change? You don't have to talk about your personal business, but what changed?
Well, I'm not ashamed to talk about personal business. It's her business I don't want. I have been so obtuse and oblivious to the women in my life that it is hard to realize that you're the very scripture, like the sins of the father shall be visited on the son. That is a sobering reality to know that you have played a part in it, that you played a part in the way people see people that look like you. And I'm not saying that, I have all the answers, but I will say this. I am legitimately and earnestly sorry for what I've done, and I'll do the best that I can. Now, that doesn't mean I think totally different, but I want the women in my life and the children in my life to have only reason men exist in my estimation is to provide and protect the people that they love. And I think that I have been, in a lot of ways, deficient in that. And so this is all about that to me.
What do you do? Are you a believer?
No.
Do you?
No, I believe in God. I just believe that most people who say they do don't.
Preach. Do you do therapy?
Massage therapy? No, I do.
Talk therapy?
No, I do, of course.
Yeah, so I here, my mom's going to be mad. I'm trying to get my mom to do therapy. She won't do it.
Yeah.
She won't do it.
I don't blame her. You know what? Meeting yourself in the middle of the night is a horrible situation sometimes. Getting to know yourself is a motherfucker, man. It ain't. And understanding the part you play. I didn't necessarily feel bad about the things I did. I didn't, but I felt like if it hurts the people I love so much, maybe there's something I'm doing wrong. Because to me, when I was growing up, a man had to do three things. You had to take care of your family. You had to be home when the street lights came on. And you couldn't let no bullshit come to your house. And that was the predicate. I was right. That was the template that I aspired to be. And I love my father, but he doesn't have the answers I need. Now, it's like buying furniture that don't go in the house you're in. And so I'm willing to now, I'm not going to work on myself too much. I dig who I am. Fuck all that. But I am willing to take responsibility and accountability for the part I played in the way it sees the people that I pretend to care, that I purport to care about.
Did it change your life? Did it help?
I don't know if it. I don't know. You gotta ask them. But but I know that. Here's the thing. I would like to think. You know what I used to think? I used to think that you could just say you were sorry and that was enough. I did. I thought, oh baby, come on now. Come on now.
Yeah.
We done talked about it. I done said I was sorry. But somebody broke a glass and they say, break that glass and say you're sorry to it. Now, you can put it back together, but it's still broke. And so, to me, all of this is my mea culpa. Even what I've done to you, what I've done to black women, what I've done to black men, what I've done to my children. This is what I'm here for.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, I had, again, when you got up on that stage at the convention, my respect for you went up in front of the world and said, I fucked up and I'm sorry. Saying I'm sorry actually can mean a lot. It's not everything, but it does mean a lot.
You know what the mistake?
To admit fault and say I'm sorry.
My mistake was that people question your motives. Now they said he did it because he got paid. And there will never be another, because I was very, very, and some of you have heard the shit I said, so it's not, but I was very vocal. And nobody ever, when we were growing up, our parents read the newspaper, and there would be a retraction in the newspaper, right? But nobody ever read the retraction. Just like us in society, we're a nation of sound bites. We 30 seconds, we 240 characters. And there's no way to approximate the damage you've done just because people don't watch, people didn't hear, people question your motives. So I'm going to try to be better at being judicious. You can't, the tongue is more dangerous than the sword.
Yep, you can apply that. Okay, so listen. I'm so used to being the interview. He never interviews me, but that's all right.
I try to.
But I'm not very good at being interviewed.
I know. That's why I sit back here.
I know, but you know what? We were talking about therapy. I do the same thing. My therapist will ask me a question, and then I'll turn right back and ask him a question. He goes, "You're not interviewing me, Don." I go, "Damn."
Now, here's what I do in therapy. Like, if if my family's with me, I'll say, "Are y'all sure y'all want the answer?" Now we can. Christmas is coming up now. Do you like? My daughter said the warmest thing and the most succinct thing. My daughter said, "I want a man who's just like you and nothing like you."
Yeah, yeah.
And I got it. But if you in baseball and you bet 500%, you good, goddammit. So I appreciate this opportunity because we're not pretending to have answers. We're not pretending to make a needle move. We're two black men from different perspectives having a conversation in front of a lot of people and seeing where it goes.
You know what people ask the most when they're like, what can we do? What am I going to do? Like, what do we do? How do we fight back? What do we do? And look, I don't know if you and I can answer that question, as succinctly as I'm gonna see if I can.
You said succinctly. Ooh, shit.
That's that
CNN type shit right there.
So I'm gonna call somebody on the phone and see if they can answer.
For sure.
Look, I'm gonna call my friend. Let's see who I'm gonna call. Let's see. Two can give. Okay. Hey Siri. Call Jasmine Crockett on speaker. Now let's see if she answers. I don't know where she is.
She running from the police. Where she is? She running for Texas.
All right, let's see. Let's see.
Hello.
Oh, Congresswoman, how are you? I had Congresswoman. It's so loud in here. I don't think our connection is good. I had some, but I can't hear. I can't hear you. All right, but I had to ask you some questions. So there are some people. Can you hear me? We have a bad connection. Hello? Hello?
That's Boost Mobile.
Congresswoman? Oh, she hung up. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.